Hi, I'm Ellie Anderson, and this is Sick of It. On today's episode, we're going to talk about someone who I just lost and who's very dear to my heart, and the impact it had on me, and realizing the importance of taking care of myself. About 2 weeks ago now, I lost my cousin who was my very best friend, and it's been a rough 2 weeks. He didn't die from suicide. He was very young. He was 36. But, you know, he was in a rough place. I'm not going to deny that. He was in a place where he was scared and, desperate and sad. And after reflecting for all of this time, I realized a lot of the reasons why or just how he got to that place. And I'd like to share that with you guys today because I think it's really important for a lot of people in the chronic illness community. And I think a lot of us have, this same path in us if we're not careful. Justin was such a special person. He was loved by everyone who knew him. And I know people say that, but oh my gosh, if you met him. And he loved to help people, to serve people. He was a paramedic. He helped to train other people who were coming into that field. He worked in Afghanistan as a medic, and he even went to Puerto Rico after the hurricane and helped there. And he loved to serve other people, to help others wherever he could. It was just in his heart. It was his mission. And I loved that about him. He was a hero to me, but to just everyone around him. He was such a hero. But the problem with that is he gave all the pieces of himself away until he had nothing left for himself, nothing left to heal the wounds and the PTSD and the scary stuff he went through, the trauma he saw while being a paramedic. He had nothing left to love himself, to realize what a great person he was and everything he'd accomplished. This is something I see a lot in the chronic illness community, and I think that it's because people who have gone through chronic illness for a lot of their life, all of their life, have gone through so much stuff. They've gone through so many hard times, and a lot of times have had no one there to support them. And so when someone needs something, when someone wants help, it's our calling, it's in our heart to help them, to do anything we can for them. But the only problem with that is we develop these porous boundaries, these boundaries that don't serve us. We give away too much of our personal selves to people. We give away time and energy that we need for ourselves to heal and to feel better, just to make sure we're there for someone else. And sometimes it just requires us to take some time for us to be a little selfish and do some self-care. And now I could do a whole video on self-care, and believe me, I will. But, it's just such an important thing to do, to take time for yourself so that you don't give all these pieces of yourself away. Okay, to wrap this up, Simon the cat has joined me. And I talked to a close friend of Justin's tonight, and she told me that a lot of the times he would talk about, maybe how people were better off without him, or maybe he was being a burden lately because he was going through a really rough patch at the end. But, all she could say about that was, look at the hurt you left behind. All of us are just drowning in pain right now, trying to get through this time without him. And worrying about him every day was rough for the past couple of years while, we processed the things he was going through and, the desperation he was going through. And of course, I worried about him all the time, but I would take that worry, all of that worry, every day over the feelings I have now with him gone. So, before you give all of yourself away, before you give the energy you need to heal away, remember that it's more important that you're here and you're healthy.